knows?
Well,
It
didn't
seems like Nigma did not want to play it that way.
All right, and then you think that they would have had a good shot with that lineup?
I was joking.
yeah,
But
it's
then they said
50-50.
said that they would have a higher chances of winning.
All right, well, they didn't do that.
I could just see Kuro just kind of like giving you that like, you know that smile that he does where it looks like he's just kind of humoring somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then no.
Very rare, but it happened.
Like, yeah, that's nice, Dendy. Like, I'm smiling for our friendship that we have, but no.
All right, they are adjusting their draft. They banned out IO in the first phase, which I think needs to go. This strat that Nigma is running is kind of nasty.
Yeah, it does mean Snapfire makes it all the way through, and Nigma selects Rob. Nyx Assassin, Snapfire. I guess Nyx Assassin can be considered to be a counter to Snapfire, right? So that's why you would prefer to have the Nyx rather than the Snapfire if you're bait?
Yes. You have a instant way to stop Snapfire's ultimate.
Yeah.
With Spike Carapace. Very, very good. And more useful than the other support option that I've seen people go for, which is the Silencer. Nyx Assassin's just a lot more valuable of a hero right now. Just some buffs, like the break mechanic, really helping Nyx Assassin out once upon a time. Now it's pure damage, and they didn't even nerf the damage of it, really. Like level 1 and level 2, it's basically the same damage, except now it's pure. So he got a significant boost up.
I'm wondering if they're going to go with Tiny as a carry again. I know that the GH does not feel comfortable playing Tiny. Maybe they're one game ahead. It's a good practice for him once again. Like, if you think about GH as a player, like, dude always performs. Like, his performance is always top-notch, but not when he's playing Tiny.
Wow.
Damn.
Harsh. That being said, they did lose with the GH Tiny.
Is that something that he told you? Was that because you said that he wasn't comfortable with it? Has he said something like that?
No. I just
You're just
felt
reading
that
his
way.
mind?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I see.
Well, also during the True side, he also did not feel comfortable playing the hero.
Fair enough. What are some of our best heroes left here to pair with a Nyx Assassin? There's still a lot of the better 5s out there, like Lich.
Yeah, they have played a lot of Omni Knight as position 5 as well on LeBron. Like the previous game had a lot of saves on the side of Nigma and kind of no saves on the side of bait. Do you feel like they should be getting some of those saves? They go for Beastmaster actually. So
oh God, please no!
Right,
Let me just check through my book. Last time I checked, he was 0 and 5.
Yeah.
Throughout this tournament.
Now that's all that's left is for BA to pick Lifestealer.
All right. He got one win. Now he won one out of 6 games.
Rezo yesterday crushed with
10
it.
seconds remaining.
Rezo?
Yeah. Resolution.
Crushing in 2020?
On the
Really?
Beastmaster yesterday against Gambit. Yeah, it did happen.
Go him.
Go him. So, he's got that one. The Beastmaster got that one win under his belt, but you guys don't like him in this?
Yeah,
like,
what
why
I
not?
feel about Beastmaster is his whole presence is just straight up early game laning stage. He kills your tier 1 tower. That's it.
All right.
I mean, I'm kidding, but still, Vision game from Beastmaster is strong. Killing Roche from that aura also builds into either Vlad's or into Helm of the Dominator. But I feel like he's not as strong as he was before. He just does not have like a place in this meta. And I mean, I don't know. Also, you can pick any kind of Dispel, Omni Knight, Abaddon, and just get rid of that long cooldown ulti.
Dire team ban.
I think it's interesting BA's approach to this game though, doubling down on the vision with both Nyx Assassin and Beastmaster. It makes me think that they maybe my initial assumption is actually that they're going to be playing a slower game as a result, and just using the vision to be able to stay away from Nigma, because the last game one was like the opposite approach of that, right? Where they were trying to play very aggressively and getting stymied by the fact that Nigma was out farming them and defensively posturing at all times. You know, just playing together around their mid tower. They kept that mid tower alive for so long, and it's something that Nigma in particular has always put a large priority on ever since their Liquid days. God, I just love Snapfire and AR.
Ah.
It is so adorable.
Mortimer looks super cute.
Look at him. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh,
Who's a good boy? Ah.
He's a good boy. For sure. The goodest of boys. Actually, what do you guys think about Tiny without an IO nowadays? As I said, we've seen it a lot on Position 4s being successful for other teams. It is still open to be, well, either a Position 4, 1 or 2 for Nigma. But do you guys like it? Like, is it first pick material without IO? First 2 pick?
The reason why they first phase it is because it does not reveal anything, because he can be played at multiple roles, and most of the top tier teams are drafting these heroes. Like, maybe you show your clear position 5, but other than that, you wanna leave enemy team in the dark.
Somebody really likes their clapper.
Yes.
Clockwork and Abaddon, you're talking about cleanses to be able to deal with the Beastmaster ultimate. They deal with easily the best one, and Abaddon, because he has a way to cleanse it off himself as well as other people on a low cooldown. They're going to go for the Timber Saw.
We talked about Nigma Timber Saw earlier. That's going to probably be a Miracle or mostly Weeha Timber Saw, correct?
Yeah, it's interesting that they were willing to pick it up with already one small counter in the pool, and Nyx's Assassin. Right? He has a break mechanic, he has Spike Carapace to be able to catch you with all that AoE damage you throw around, and then he's got little things like Mana Burn, a decent amount of burst, I would say.
I wouldn't call Nyx Assassin a counter to Timber Saw, because your stacks still remain, but you can't get the new stacks after he breaks you, and during that duration, I don't think it's enough, unless you're like initiating.
You won't even agree to soft counter, Lacoste? I said a soft counter.
You said soft?
You won't agree to, yeah.
All right, I can agree with soft.
All right, I'm not going to flaccid counter here, you know?
I know you prefer hard, but I'll go with soft.
All right, fair enough. Well, now they've got Witch Doctor, who's a little bit better of a counter.
10 seconds remaining.
One of the biggest things about Timber Saw is just making sure that he has like a terrible laning phase. But again, when Nigma picks up the Timber Saw, like most of the time it's going to be a mid-timber. Or like at least Weeha's going to be playing it. Sometimes it's Miracle. They've only played, so they had one game. I think it was like sometime in the qualifiers for the recent major. And they had one game of Mind Control Timber Saw. You know the last time that Mind Control played Timber Saw before that?
No.
2015.
Really?
Close. 2016 was
Wow.
the last time that Mind Control played Timber Saw.
Well, I was kidding, but I was close.
Guess what the situation was, okay? It was Dream League. It was Liquid versus Escape. They picked Timber Saw twice. Mind Control played it twice, and they lost to Escape Gaming twice.
I don't even know who that is.
At that point in time, they're just broken.
So what you're saying is it will probably not be Mind Control playing the Timber Saw, but it will be a Weeha Timber Saw.
I mean, they played it recently on Mind Control, so it's an option. But I just feel like I never liked that idea where you kind of like most other teams are playing it offlane, sometimes mid, and then just watching Nigma, it's like, oh, when they pick it up, it's very likely a 2 or 1, which raises that hero to a farm priority that I don't like.
Ghostic had an amazing game on Timber Saw, first 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But after that, the pure damage from OD and Enchantress just completely shut him down.
I could see a Miracle Timber Saw where they're matching it up against the Beastmaster. I think that's the laning phase that they actually want to be able to have.
So we're saving Dendy's hero last for bait at the moment. They go for the Void. I can't help but think that in terms of where Bait wants to fight, it's going to be a pretty small area that is actually really good for Snapfire if Kuro can get his positioning right, which I'm going to imagine he can. Or Mind Control. He's played Snapfire as well in the previous couple of games.
Okay, they have 2 good heroes to deal with the Lifestealer and like Timbersaw right now. Like a lot of stuns to interrupt his Timber Chain. Also Chronosphere against the Lifestealer, and of course Roar that goes through BKB. I want to see some kind of save
10 seconds
from Nigma.
remaining.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's like a
5
very
seconds
simple
remaining.
way to be able to, again, because B8 are just like so single target focused. They pick up a Nyx Assassin, they follow it up with Beastmaster, 2 single target heroes, and then they've got this Void who's going to be focusing 1 person down most of the time. They don't have a whole lot of AoE damage to throw inside that Chronosphere. The best they have is a single target ultimate from Witch Doctor, Death Ward.
It's a good
So if you
OD
get
game.
another kind of one of those Oracle games, then... And on top of that, if you get actually
10 seconds remaining.
like, I think Timbersaw has a good matchup here. Miracle, Lifestealer,
5
Mind Control,
seconds
Timbersaw.
remaining.
Like, Mind Control, I think, can win the matchup against Void, and it obviously wins against Beastmaster.
Yeah, for sure. Timbersaw is going to have okay early game. I just want to see what they're going to pick for last. Shadow.
That's a Shadow Fiend for Dendy.
Shadow Fiend looked like a garbage hero unless no one is playing it.
Yep. Yeah, but he, like on the other end, he looks like an absolute god. He makes that hero looks so good. Maybe Dendy can follow in his footsteps. We did hear Kyle say that Dendy is the top 3 mid players when it comes to the first, I think it was said 6 to 8 minutes, top 3 in the world right now. A Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that is defined by those early, the early laning stage. If he can get ahead, that's a good start. Let's see what the last pick for Nigma is going to be. They have a lot of different options in terms of where they send their heroes. They end up going for a Lina last pick.
Yeah, I think it was just like Quap, Lina, like any one of those like pretty fast heroes that can just output a lot of damage in a small period of time to be able to kill. Like SF's kind of squishy. He's always been susceptible to that kind of burst, but Void especially.
But it's not a save.
No.
You guys wanted a save? It's not a save. Is the? I mean, you get Light Strike Array and the Chrono, but then again, Void's very fast.
It's a hero that builds into Yule's Scepter, which is extremely good against Faceless Void early on to break any kind of a combo they want to set up in the Chronosphere. And they needed a range hero against Shadow Fiend on mid. V, he seems like he's cold. GH in a t-shirt, while V looks like he came from Northern Pole.
Wee's got that stare, man. He's not blinking right now. He's trying to decipher this game. What are they going to be playing? So this is a Wii Lina, right?
I
With
believe so.
A4,
Kinda
GH, and so on and so
should be.
forth. Like GH should just be able to get a couple of pulls to make the Timbersaw's lane bearable enough. He gets to level 3. Then I imagine from there on out you're going to do well enough against Witch Doctor Void.
Let's see. It's GH Tiny, Kuro, Snapfire, Miracle, Lifestealer, and Weeha Lina. So Timbersaw.
Yeah,
Indeed, Mind
as
Control.
expected.
So as expected, yeah.
They will give Timbersaw, once he gets to that level 3, level 5 that you were talking about, Tiny can make her easy rotations on the mid lane, especially on the hero like a Shadow Fiend, one of my favorites hero to kill, has no escape mechanism, and if he gets some good back tosses, it's a guaranteed kill.
Meanwhile, B8, what is their team fight combination? They've got SF into a bunch of single target, right?
And they got a Chronosphere. Witch Doctor with Chronosphere is great, but yeah, they got the Roar and the Nyx Assassin, so they can hunt people and they can take team fights as long as they're far apart from each other with the cooldown of the Chrono. Do you guys like Bait's chances better than previous game? You ended up the draft previously as 80-20. What would you give it this time around?
I'm going to give them 10 more % this game.
10 more %. All right, well, let's find out.
I'll go 65-35.
65-35. Game 2 of Bait Nigma coming your way with Kyle and Gods.
Thank you, Shiver, and thank you, panelists, for your thoughts on the game. We've got ourselves a game 2. Bait with a maybe more well-rounded draft, or at least blocking Nigma from what they had last game.
It's nothing to do with their draft.
Yeah.
It's that you didn't give away Wisp and Tiny, and I'm so hyped to see SF versus Lina mid. This is one of those, I would say, one of the most skill-based matchups like in all of Dota 2.
Yep.
It's like Quap Puck and SF Lina, because it can go either way, and specifically both heroes could snowball hard, absolutely dumpster their opponent based on rune control, the first couple of waves. It's really cool. We can expect some bloodshed there.
Two very active 4 positions to go with an aggressive mid lane as well. Nyx on one side, Tiny on the other. Lacoste mentioned all the tossbacks, but we've also seen King last game very active on the Shaker, and Nyx another hero that likes to pressure the mid lane. They've both gone, at least I saw Nyx with boots. I assume Tiny is the boots first as well. Generally an item you're looking to buy because you want to be able to move around the map as fast as possible to go for those early ganks.
Yep. It'll be cool. There is a lot of tempo that Bait can play with this game. You've got the Beastmaster combination with the Shadow Fiend. We saw that yesterday. I think VP used it to great success. You can hit towers around 12-15 minutes and just steamroll them down. And this is a very difficult Lifestealer game for Miracle.
Well, Gostic trying to get to this lane. The wave's been blocked into his tower. He could be in some trouble here. No, looks like he's going to be okay. The cast will bail him out, help him get back to the tower.
Your boar. So much experience. No. It's very worth the toss.
Split 3 ways, but yeah, like you say, GH had full mana, so may as well use it. You've still got plenty of toss mana if you start making moves.
And very important is going to be the 2-minute runes. You got to see both 4 positions look rotating, and this will be an example, I imagine, of one change I'd really like to see, which is to have something else spawn on the other side of runes. Because if one team checks top and one team checks bottom, like if the SF gets a rune, he's winning the lane.
Bring
if
back
he doesn't,
the bounty runes or something, or
yeah, anything. A shiny object that fills the bottle 2 charges. Anything to make it a little less just RNG based.
What about if it was a activatable fairy fire? What do you think about that?
I have no idea.
You get a rune on one side and the other. It's like you click it and you get 75 health. It's like a mini heal boost.
That sounds like a terrible. Sure.
You said
what if it was a clarity?
A terrible idea. You wanted anything? I'm giving you something, Kyle. So what you're telling me is you don't want
a tree.
What you don't want is anything. You want a specific something.
Yeah, just like literally just, I don't care, Fairy Spirit, and it restores 2 charges to your bottle. Okay. It has to give bottle charges.
Okay, so you're more specifically not anything, something that gives bottle charges.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll see. Anyway, top lane, you got a weird scenario where both carries are playing the enemy side of the map.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, going to benefit Nigma because their trialing bottom is insane. You have so much damage output, and you're not really able to go after a Lifestealer, especially with the UV against the BM.
And fortunately, don't maybe need the full trialing. They're going to go for an early rotation. The Radiant had an Observer to protect from these ganks, but with a smoke, GH may be able to find a kill here, but King R seems to have sniffed this one out. Believe they probably scouted the fact GH had a smoke based on how they're positioning. And while you mentioned the 2-minute runes being important, ends up not really being important. Just, Kyle being wrong as usual.
It was important.
It could have been important. No, I'm just being a dick. It could have been very important if one of the mids got a DD or something, but an illusion rune picked up by a 4 position. He may try to stack some camp.
I mean, you can see, though, both 4s are around mid, right? Like, you can't be in a scenario where you leave your mid on an island here.
And they're around mid because the mid lane is so important and those runes are so important.
Yeah.
As Kura will get killed down bottom.
Yeah, the problem is for Bait, though, you really can't do anything to help your Beastmaster. Nyx is not a very strong laner.
Weeha trying to avoid the Impale. The SF not looking to go in for the raises other than the single one.
It was really cool by GH, though. They don't know for sure if that's real or not, and now he's actually going to...
Yep, the toss back into an LSA, and Weeha and GH will get themselves a kill.
That's a TI winning play right there. You bait with the illusion so they don't go aggressively on Weeha. In reality, you're actually coming in from behind to be able to pick up a kill on the enemy for. Really nice play.
Yeah, as I was saying, the 2-minute bounty rune's really important as GH gets a kill with it there.
There you go.
Yeah. Those 2-minute runes.
Hey, that's the beauty of Dota, right? It's all about getting the most out of what you get, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, you want a haste or an invis rune, but hey, you gotta make the best of it.
He even stacked the camp with it too, so got a lot out of it. And while Nigma, things go from bad to worse, is another kill down bottom. GH just everywhere on this map. Not even sure it was needed for that kill, but either way, 4 kills.
Another reason I feel like a lot of teams, if you really want to become top tier, your 5 needs to learn how to play Furion, Chen, and Enchantress well. You look at OG, it's not just for the laning prowess, it's the free stacks you get with the creeps.
We had denied already. He can't do it. Oh, he wanted to pick it up, but he goes down. GH will grab the regen room, but the board there with some extra slows. Luckily, Kuro has that shotgun to slow them down and stop them from chasing. Nice kill onto the mid laner. This is also, I mean, we mentioned the mid matchup, but Dendy SF, I feel like that's a pretty iconic player-hero combo as well. I mean, Dendy's been around a while. He has a few iconic heroes.
It's really nice pick in this game. The fear aspect is so good. I love how the SF ult used a lot more for utility nowadays after they removed its ability to cleanly one-shot. And against a Timbersaw specifically, it's nice to have that mixed damage threat from your mid player. And we'll see how it ends up. I like the draft, but I'm worried that Miracle is just getting too much out of this bottom lane, and importantly, Ghostic's just being kind of shut down. Whenever you're in a position like this where you get the kills, and now it's just a one-on-one matchup, and Miracle's still free farming, and then you can rotate and find kills as if you want, it's so hard to play.
He's free farming, he's getting denied. Ghostic's getting nothing out of this lane. Both supports are free to TP and rotate out the lanes, but they're going to stick down bot because they want another kill. They want to completely ruin Ghostic's games, as if they haven't already done that. The poor guy, he's 0-3. About to be 0-4, the cookie stun is there, the toss to follow it up. LeBron looking for a counter kill on his Witch Doctor, but feels a little bit too little too late. Yep. Level 2 Maledict, not going to amount to much as Miracle is just going to feast his way back to full health.
I will say, I've talked to a couple players. Bait love this Witch Doctor hero, and effectively every other team here thinks the hero is dog shit, so.
Just like Gambit, who have been picking it all tournament long.
Hey man, I don't know how many games it's going to be winning. It will get picked.
No. FNG has been playing a lot of Witch Doctor too, but no, you're right. It's definitely a hero that most teams completely ignore in this support position. Yeah, this bottom lane is a bit of a bloodbath right now.
And cores just keep going down. That's 4 or 5. I've seen Ghostic lose. Mid lane, just both cores of Nigma so far ahead. And in the mid game, you've effectively just got Chrono for bait to find kills with. Sure, Nyx and Viz could be utilized, but you don't have like your true natural frontliner that provides vision to make plays. Whereas Nigma, you have a Lifestealer and a Timber that can just sit in lanes, right? And Lina then is free to rotate around the map. It's much easier for them to make moves because you have heroes that can actually just stand in lanes, even if enemy heroes are up against them, and not bother about it.
Feels like the Nigma supports, especially the 5 position, have had a better idea of where to play, which lanes to play, and how to control this early game. Because it feels like LeBron's Witch Doctor just hasn't been sure where to go and where to play. But can they get GH? Speaking of the supports, King out trying to get a kill. Can't quite do it. Dendy with a bit of a body block on his teammate there, unfortunately. Still wants to maybe turn and get some kills here with a haste rune. He's definitely got the ability to do so, but they've already lost Gothic. He'll get the trade. But it's just a Kuro kill, so. Oh, meanwhile, Dendy running into the lean here. The LSA was there, ready for it with the ward. He needs a couple more right clicks, doesn't have the damage. The raindrop saving his life there. The haste is about to wear off, though. As Dendy will get back to the safety of the tier 2 tower, I believe.
They'll know he has a ward now.
Yeah,
awareness.
They should. Some pings going out here as, well, they look to go back in. Weeha also revealing the fact they have the ward, I imagine, with that blind stun from the low ground.
And in a previous life, that would have been an easy save for Ghostic because your Borslow used to pierce BKB. Was much better against Lifestealer at the time. Now you just rage and you're unslowable. MC with a free kill on LeBron. Nothing a Witch Doctor can do there. No creeps for the Coconut to bounce to, and Void not really going to just Chrono to save, right?
Yep. This Void, we haven't seen or talked much about him. He has not had anywhere near the farm of Miracle. What a discrepancy in net worth between Void and Lifestealer so far. One of them getting a free farm lane and one of them also getting a lot of kills in his lane, and well, it's the same one. It's Miracle.
You're just not going to kill this Timber. You got 4 heroes top for bait, but the only one that you really need is Dendy plus a Chrono, and it's just not something that they're going to be able to execute easily because MC gets a read that, you know, hey, no one's showing anywhere else on the map. I might actually be in danger. I'll go jungle.
Really feels like Nigma have finally developed this identity as a team that's working for them, which is playing around Miracle as this hard carry. Secure his laning game. Don't worry about how the start goes for Weeha and Mind Control as much. And then once Miracle can be self-sustainable, then you can focus your attention elsewhere.
And GH trying to set up on the creep wave here. They had a sentry. They probably know what's up.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
He walks into it and gets the Maledict. There's going to be a Carapace stun. King R holding on to the Impale. GH back into the trees. He should still go down here, I imagine. Yeah, there's 4 heroes around him. He's done for.
This is 5 heroes, though.
Oh,
and if you look,
5.
bottom Miracle's killing the bottom tower, and now just continuing to free farm as now Nigma can look to move towards mid. Already with an armlet going to be finished on the Lifestealer. I really like this build, by the way, the armlet Desto. I've been talking to one of my little brothers who is a mechatronics engineer, and he ran the math, and he's like, guys, Maelstrom's dog shit. Go armlet Desto into Abyssal, you'll kill everything.
Yep. He's an engineer. I trust him, Kyle.
Me too. I dropped out of community college.
No, not much better than me. I dropped out of college as well, so viewers out there, don't trust Kyle and I when it comes to Dota. As well as maybe trust Dendi. He's managed to set his team up with a couple of kills with those raises from the high ground. Double kill for him. Miracle can't really rock up to this fight and do a whole lot. It's already been lost. 3 for 1 in favor of Bait.
Yeah, and you can hear the crowd. It is uncommon to hear a crowd actively cheering for the team playing against Nigma, but they are doing that right now, which I personally love when there's like a feel to, you know, a true, because this is really, there's a big underdog here.
Yeah.
Nigma heavily favorited, and of course Dendi, the heart and soul of Ukrainian Dota, not surprised to see that the boys behind us are backing them.
The heart and soul of international Dota even at times.
Yeah. And can I just say how blessed we are as a community for that? Because Dendi's one of the goddamn nicest people, and like, I can't, you know, if I were in his shoes, I don't know if I would have had the same impact on the team. Maledict coming out on the timber. MC in some trouble.
Oh, the cast bounces to the lean as well. MC gets bumped out, but I think that Maledict may do enough damage to kill him off. King Arc goes down. Lifestealer, such a good matchup against the Nyx since you can't Carapace against the Rage, and with the toss in Miracle, he's chopping his way on a second kill. Double kill for him. He responds to Dendi's aggression and kills up top with some action of his own. And, I mean, kills aside, just seeing the net worth is where I really start to worry for Bait right now, because Miracle, similar to last game, is kind of on an island with how much farm he's got. Void just not really keeping up at all.
And it's not really something you can do. You see the double gloves of haste build. Not sure if that's a misclick or not.
We've been seeing a bit of this multiple gloves of haste just because, I mean, we talked a lot about the Crystallis efficiency. Gloves of Haste is the most efficient attack speed item.
Yep, and it's just the 400 gold now as well. Dendi, they're going to chase after We. That's the kill you've got to go for. You need to get on top of this lead.
Really
here comes everybody else.
Kill. We tries to turn for the stun. Dendi jukes it, but they still don't have the damage or catch to follow up and kill off We. Instead, King R goes down, and Mind Control just leading the charge here. Kuro from afar, dropping the Mortimer's Kisses. As Dendi will get bullied back. Pio's here as well. He's already half HP because of the Snapfire ultimate. Pio's now going to time walk away. Does not have the chronosphere for 10 more seconds, and just doesn't feel like they can take this fight. Just a 4-position trade.
It's a 4-on-5 though.
Yeah.
And you watch the way Nigma fights this. They're comfortable trading. And then they just
course.
don't fully commit. They use all their spells to just kind of force Bait away. As long as they're retreating, they're winning this engagement because their hard carry is still free farm.
Yep. Miracle not even needing to level the ultimate. Now he gets at level 11. That's how straightforward his games has been.
8-0.
Yeah, that's not every day a carry goes 8-0. I mean, you can't really blame the Void for his lack of the farm discrepancy entirely because of how many kills Miracle's had fed to him from his supports.
And I will say one thing to credit Nigma, and I think a big part of why they've continued to have so much success, like Miracle's item choice is always on point. You could see it even in the previous game. They have this understanding of, okay, what's my role in this game? What timing are we really looking for? And if he gets this Armlet Desto Halberd up, look at this Bait lineup. How do you kill him? He's going to have so much plus armor. He'll have evasion. Where's the damage to kill him going to come from?
Not seeing it. They're going to have to chain stun him down and basically have a 4v1 where they isolate him. You know, they've got kind of the stuns to do so with Chrono, Nyx, and Beastmaster Raw. Beastmaster Raw against the Raid seems to be one of the best tools they have, as we'll catch Dendi and the Nyx of King R getting a support kill in mid. Gets a small cheer from the crowd, you know, a small sign of life, but ultimately a kill that doesn't amount to much. Perhaps more importantly, they're taking this top tier 1 tower, getting some map control of their own.
But look at the warding from Nigma as well. I love this. You've got 3 incredible wards placed, which means that Miracle can play bottom almost completely safely, because if you know, your whole team's top, your bottom, you've got these wards. If you don't see them on the wards or top, you have a pretty good idea that they might be coming down towards you.
And yeah, importantly, they have that outpost down bottom, so you can't even be flanked by a TP to that outpost.
And just look at the way the map control has shifted here, right? Like, you just have, oh, hang on, a toss in. That's going to be a dead King R.
Yep. Miracle just rages up, gets an easy kill with this Deso completed. got all the damage in the world, doesn't need the Infest Bomb to initiate, he's got a Toss to initiate, and are they going for round 2? Nope, it's top lane, it's Dendi. With that fear, the raises, he needs to hit all of these. Mind Control, going to try Timber Chain away, but the long raise is there. I don't think that is going to be enough damage to kill him off. Back at mid, Theo has the Chronosphere, but I don't think he can go for this. He may just need to throw it to save his own life. It's not really ideal. Yeah, he's trying to run, but he's still getting nuked down by that Snapfire, and the damage is enough to kill him off. Absolutely devastating for Bait, as they won't kill the Lifestealer. He goes into a creep to infest. He's also healing up while all this is going on, so he's going to be able to pop out soon and have plenty of health. Dendi, he's trying to use this Shadow Amulet to juke around, but he just hasn't got the ability to stay alive. The Rage from Miracle coming out. The Armlet Toggle's there as well.
Miracle's so fucking good. He reads, like, he knows Nyx pops Carapace. It's the right play, because if he infest bombs out, he's going to get stunned. Maybe you're able to kill him. Instead, he waits inside, just a little longer than you'd expect. Rage cooldown comes off, he then pops out, you land those kills. It's just low risk, that's the thing. If you're gonna beat Nigma, you've got to outplay them. They are not going to hand you opportunities very often, and thus far, the way this game's played out, it's just not much Bait can do to make things happen. As you can see, as soon as Void has to chrono, he's just gonna die to a Lifestealer with double his net worth.
And then you still end up dying to a 5 position of all things. It's a pretty scary 5 position when you're talking about Snapfire using the ultimate, but very hard position to come back from for Bait right now, it feels like. I don't see an easy way for them to contest this Roshan. Such good dire vision. You mentioned complete map control. They got all 4 bounty runes as well, and now with that minus armor from the Deso and the Timber Sword tanking it up, looks like an Aegis going to be going Miracle's way. He has almost doubled the Void's net worth.
Now you go straight into the Roche pit. It's going to be an Aegis on top of your Lifestealer now. Now this game doesn't get any easier for Bait. And you look to hunt, but the problem is that effectively all of your heroes are going to get shredded by Lifestealer. And bear in mind, this was a first pick Lifestealer from Nigma, and it just feels like there's still no answers to it.
I mean, they have on paper some answers with, you know, Beastmaster Roar through the Rage, the Chronosphere, but with how miserably the side this game has gone, it just has not worked out as all. So we'll see that Rage against the Nyx. Hero that does not like to play against the Lifestealer.
No. And it's just funny, like, I don't know if they did the math themselves, but Miracle's legitimately going the build that Polish tried to prove was proper for like 2 weeks now. It's quite funny. I imagine they've probably studied that tiny build for similar ways, just about it's about utilizing your gold as effectively as possible. If you think about this Lifestealer, right? If he has some sort of Maelstrom Radiance build, this 10k net worth, 11k now, is not nearly as threatening. But because he has 3 items complete, right? He is so powerful, but more importantly, the items that they're increasing his damage output, but also his survivability, which then makes it much easier for him to properly position and play team fights.
Well, they want Mind Control mid. They should be able to do so. That Maledict damage is going to add up. He has got the barrier, though, and it looks like Mind Control with that magic resistance is going to stay alive. And now Dendi and Co forced to retreat from the Snapfire ultimate, just being used to zone them away. Mind Control, yep, that hood keeps them alive. The barrier damage block against the Maledict.
And you can feel one of the issues here for Bait is nobody can actually get towards Kuro, right? They have no ability to match the power level of these big tanky beasts of Nigma that are just charging forwards. If you can't, you go on the Timber, blow everything, he doesn't die. Well, Kuro's got a free reign now to just spam fire from the back lines. Void doesn't have enough damage to get involved yet, and Miracle is still just farming away, now hitting tier 2 top.
Yeah, Void's about to hit his first item, but it's a pretty big one as far as damage goes. Going for a first item MKB against all of the evasion of Miracle.
It's unknown. It's kind of nuts, really, but that evasion talent on Lifestealer plus the Halberd, that is what makes them not killable.
Yeah, if this hero starts, you know, really looking like it needs some nerfs, I feel like that evasion talent is something that may be targeted a bit, because giving it's 20%, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. It's
not until
so
level 20, of course, but yeah, it's like you have Aegis, so you don't really need to wait that long, and they're just going straight onto the buildings.
Nope. Not needing the evasion talent. He's got the evasion of the Halberd as well as the disarm, and Miracle, just like you say, going onto the high ground, going to claim the tier 3 towers, kind of reminiscent of what he was doing on the tiny, but a little bit slower. At the same time, there's no way Bait can defend this one. It's not worth throwing a Chronosphere just on an Aegis, really, and Mind Control so tanky with this build of his that he can just frontline and not be afraid.
Just like, again, look at it, 6 item slots, all with value items.
Yeah, it's just everyone on Nigma seems to understand their role. They're not forcing plays. Miracle looking just to use up his Aegis. No, going to invest on that. We have season opening, gets a 2 here. LSA does get caught on the carapace here. Nice cast with the Maledict as well. They're going to bring down Weeha. Great counterplay coming out from LeBron. They want mind control as well, but he's going to Timber Chain away with Cronus here. Pio completely off the mark on that one, and now Miracle says, hello, it's my turn to go charging in. Dendi very low in health. Luckily, there's no detection, or the Snapfire ultimate may have finished him off. Instead, Nigma may just have to settle for the racks instead of the kills, but that's going to probably leave a smile on their face as they get closer and closer to sealing the deal here. Toss back onto King R's Nyx Assassin. Miracle is there to finish off that kill, but they will get the counter kill on the Tiny, who overcommits a little bit. Instant buyback as well coming in from the Nyx Assassin as Miracle doing diving in deep here. He could be in some trouble. Miracle getting very low, does still have the Aegis. He saved it early with the Infest, and Dendi winding up the Requiem. Not going to go for it because of the Rage as Miracle to turn and fight. Shadowblade is there, so Dendi stays alive for a little bit longer. Miracle still no Infest to escape. They're going to just have to leave Mind Control. It looks like they cancel the Timber Chain. They get that kill. They also stun up Kuro as well. It looks like they may be holding their own here. Does Miracle look to re-engage? 2 seconds till he's got Rage. He gets the slow onto Pio, whose Time Walk is still on cooldown. Pio gets brought down. Miracle spotting his opening. He's got one. He's looking for a second. He's got Ghost Stick as well. Channeling is in at Arteezy. That 1v5 Dota with the Lifestealer. Can he do it? With the buyback, it looks like he gets a little bit afraid. He's going to wait for the next Rage. 6 more seconds. Then Miracle can turn. Dendi goes charging forward with the Shadowblade. It looks like that's going to be enough to deter, as Miracle just going to Rage to block the Maledict damage.
Just playing so well. It's just so difficult to pierce this Nigma lineup. Looks like
DH. Ooh, toss forward, not the toss back, as the Raw. Oh, Weeha. He's too far forward. The Infest trying to give him some HP to survive through this one. Weeha still alive for a little bit longer. Gets the stun out onto LeBron, and Miracle with the Rage able to just get on top of Dendi. Another Shadowblade is there. This time, though, the avalanche damage is enough.
This is Nigma we expected to see at the start of the year, firing on all cylinders. Look at that. You know, it just, the way they go, they read these fights, right? I'm not sure how to teach it. I don't think you can. There's just like this uncanny ability of these players to read the fight. They flow in, they flow out. Playing around Miracle, they bounce them out, those 1,000 units. A little overextension from bait, all of a sudden, oh, Void's left, we're going in. Same way they abuse the Chrono being wasted, all of a sudden Miracle's diving tier 4s. Doesn't matter if he loses Aegis, because he's now full health and mana, and he only had a minute left on it anyway.
It's like a beautiful dance you're describing, where they, just like you say, going in and out, giving no openings to bait. Or the openings they give, it's to literally bait them in. It's not really openings, it's playing into Nigma's hand.
Look at bait, like they have this ring around the 2 heroes they can't touch, as Nigma effectively can just stand still because there's a choke point, there's 2 strength heroes, and then the rest of the squad's just watching from behind. It's a natural way. You can see how easy it is. They're sort of flowing in that star formation back and forth, so even if they overextend a bit, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't change the status quo of the fight. Baited aren't any closer to the enemy supports, even if they're closer to their base, because they've just acquired more territory as the cores move up.
Yep. And we'll back off for the time being. Things not looking good for Bait at all. Down 15k net worth. Holding the high ground is going to prove immensely difficult, it feels like. And if Nigma want, they can wait for that next Aegis. The gold difference continuing to increase. Miracle's farm, 16k net worth. Void, less than half of that.
Yep. And they're just going to continue to make these moves. It's consistently targeting on the Witch Doctor and the Nyx, but not too much. You don't want to get mass chronoed. You bait out those big spells. The cores want to save their supports. And if you can take them down, the stuns disappear, which is necessary if you actually want to ever kill Lifestealer or Timber.
Yeah, it just seems like Nigma wait for that GH opening where he can get that blink toss back. But at the same time, GH needs to, he's going to force type queue up. I'd say we've seen when he does get that toss back, once or twice he's just died because he's got no escape. So having a force staff will give him his escape post initiation.
We have a little bit of a break. You check out the items real fast. Just to note, it's kind of the same story. Look at this. Rushed Pipe on the Timber, a Force Staff immediately on Kuro, that's a staple, and then the Aether and Yules on Wii, so we can play as far back as possible. Another Force Tune on GH. It's all just about find the kill, re-engage. Find the kill, re-engage.
We're at 23 minutes, and Bait, look at them. They have no neutral items. They only have 2 of their tier 2 items currently equipped, it looks like. Yeah, they haven't even found their last one. Okay, no one holding the Nether Shoal, but yeah, they have this at 23 minutes. They haven't completed all their tier 2 neutrals. Have they got this kill? Yeah.
Wow. All right.
He oversteps. The Caster Curse, as well as Miracle's been playing, he has not been flawless now. They're going to look to turn this one. The Snapfire Cookie is there. The Chain Stun with the Avatos combo. They blow up Dandy, but on the backlines, it's Pio with the Chronosphere. He wants Wee has Lina. Can he get enough damage? He gets the bash at the end of the Chrono, so he's got that kill. He wants Kuro next. Mind controls Timbersaw, zoning out the rest of the team. They can't really fight into that Timbersaw, but time walking forward is the Void. He wants Kuro, who's not tanky enough to survive against the Void, so they get that kill as well. GH can't blink away because of the Maledict damage. Does Pio have the ability to get this kill? There is going to be a toss away as Void tries to now time walk on after, but he can't. Oh, he does do so, but GH back to safety. I don't think they've got the damage from Mind Control. They do throw a cask here, and they're going to try for this one. He can't Timber Chain. Not with that time dilation. They may actually get this kill as well. Yeah, they've got the Maledict, so bait. Chakram zoning them away. No, even with the Maledict, it looks like Pio is just a little bit too afraid to go in. I think he's afraid of GH with that Avatos combo.
But both teams playing this sequence very well.
Yeah. Well, blinks in, GH. What's he looking to do there? Gets the kill on the Witch Doctor.
It's just a shame. Baited, they're not playing bad at all. It just feels like Nigma have the stronger draft and the easier game plan to execute. Yeah, Miracle makes a misstep there, but again, you can just feel they retreat until they're in a stronger position. They've got vision on the high ground. They're standing on the high ground at a choke point. Boom. They strike, they kill Dendi.
Yeah, they take a 4v5 fight
yeah.
in a way where it felt kind of even or maybe slightly favored for them.
Yep, because you kill Dendi. You kill the damage dealer of the enemy team. Who cares if you've lost Miracle?
Yep. Well, they're going to go for Miracle again. He's being isolated and focused with that roll, but on the backlines, GH gets the Avatos combo, catches out 3 in the Avalanche, and they can't kill off the Lifestealer. Instead, it's Dendi going down once more, forced to buyback. That's going to kind of ruin his farm progression. Void dies as well. They've got no Chronosphere, so without these ultimates, it feels like there's nothing Bait can do. GH in the trees being found there. The Raze is doing some good damage, and 1 or 2 more right clicks here. They've got GH's Tiny. Miracle charging in. Once King R with the Rage, there's nothing you can do against him.
It's just Miracle goes forward. All these Nigma heroes have these cheap spells, easy damage. When you retreat, once they all come off cooldown, you just do it again. And look at Miracle, man. How are you going to kill this guy? He's got 2,700 HP plus the evasion and the halberd active.
Yep. Well, he takes your axe, and Dandy looking to maybe set something up here. Has got the Requiem, but the Shadowblade wearing off, and now a sentry being planted as well. Toss back, GH. He's been catching these heroes left, right, and center. It's the poor Witch Doctor of LeBron. I feel like we've seen that one a few times. This game has not been too friendly to him. As Dendi will be forced to just Shadowblade away. Sentry gets placed just to make sure he doesn't get on top of Nigma for a Requiem. The Abyssal Blade, I think catching him by surprise. The Chronosphere is there, but he's got 2 of his teammates in this one as well. Nyx Assassin follows up with an Impale, but Miracle is just way too tanky on the front lines. Both Void and SF go down, no buybacks. Surely GG, and there's the call. Bait have been knocked down to the lower bracket. They are not eliminated, but Nigma proving to be a bit too strong for them today.
They're playing incredibly clean. They had the better lineups, and I honestly felt like Baited played a better series today than I saw them yesterday. It's just, you're not going to win.